Hi everyone and welcome to our EdTech Tuesdays. Today we're going to be going on learning about AI for collaborative storytelling and doing DOK level 3 and 4 questionings. Just a brief reminder, just make sure you keep your mic muted. Feel free to type questions in the chat, but myself and Debbie, who are here, will be ready to help you out and answer those questions. If you have not registered, please do so at the Professional Development System and using code 356513. And as always, check in using the code PSJA Tech. So first, we're going to do a little overview of the chatbots. And you can use this tool that we're going to be showing, or this way of creating stories, in any of these chatbots, or actually any chatbot that you see, but these are the one that we use the most here in our district. So we have Magic School, ChatGPT, and Copilot, and I put in here some information about each of them and what they specialize as. Magic School, it's very focused on education, and it's great for adaptive learning and creative. They already has tools in there to focus, but the chatbot itself is great, and it focuses a lot on what you want to ask. Again, it's very focused on education, but like in any chatbot, you have to be very specific on how you ask those questions. ChatGPT is a little bit more personalized. It also does a lot of the same things that Magic School and Copilot. Magic School's AI, again, is called Reina, and it provides more structure and immersive experiences, while ChatGPT does very similarly, but not as focused as education, is more broad to other industries. And Copilot does more technical and hands-on learning, focuses a lot on programming and software engineering. So these are the steps that we're going to be doing, and I will share the link to one file in here with you guys, so you can go ahead and follow up once we go live. But you will go into this link and grab and copy this information that is in this document. It's already, the prompt is created for you, and it's basically telling the chatbot what to do. First is giving it a voice. They are an early childhood storytelling expert, and we're going to want it to create an interactive story experience for pre-K students or any students. You can change this wording depending if you have a different grade level. And the following steps are the ones that we want the chatbot to follow. First, to ask me or ask you as a teacher to provide a specific pre-K guideline or TEK so we can align the story that is going to develop to any of the pre-K guidelines or the TEKs that you want to focus. Then, after that, I wanted to ask me or you, if you're using it yourself, for a list of vocabulary words of the week that you want incorporated. Now you can take it off if you don't want any words to be focused on, but if you do have some words that you want to be incorporated, it will be great to incorporate it in the story that you're going to be creating with your students. And the third step is that letting them know that after receiving this information, we want them to help us guide the storytelling process by asking our students, because we're going to be doing this with our students, 6 sequential questions. Now, if you want more, if you want less, you can switch the 6. I just said 6 because it's a good number that I've encountered into getting enough information for the chatbot that will provide the information that they need to create that story. Now, we want that each question to be age appropriate and help build the story elements. And the fourth thing is that is going to be creating and asking those questions. With the student responses is to create that engaging story. And it will be getting the main character, the setting, the solution, a conclusion, and maybe a metaphor if it's appropriate. The final story, we want it to be 3 or 5 minutes, or we can make it a little bit longer. Use simple sentences and incorporate the vocabulary words that we added. And 2, please wait for the responses from the students that we're going to be typing, the responses from the students, and after each step. So this is an example, and you'll have these slides as well. We're going to be providing the slides here on the chat, so you will have access to them. But the first step is once we provide the prompt, it's going to be asking, provide the pre-K guideline or TEK that you want to align to the story. I grabbed these two pre-K guidelines that were available. One is with rhyming words and the other one is more social focus, is social studies, so identifying similarity and differences between himself, classmates, and other people. You can use one or more pre-K guidelines just as long as you type them when it's asking you for. I went ahead and grabbed the 4 vocabulary words that are on pre-K curriculum for this week, and that will be on the step 2, share the list of vocabulary words. Then after that, it provides the 6 questions, and I was answering them so I can give you examples of the questions that it's going to be asking. Now, if you're using an AI, every time that you start, the questions are going to be different, maybe worded different, maybe different questions, but these are examples of some of the questions that it's going to be asking. And it goes more in reference with the answers that you're giving after each question. Here's a story that I created. It was the lost robot on the moon. And the cool thing is that if you're using Reina chatbot, it will allow you to have it read aloud to the students. And I did add at the end to add emojis, so it will make it more engaging when you're sharing it with the students. And it makes sure that it puts the vocabulary words in here, like it's listed in here: tundra, habitat, and rover, and transportation. After it's done with the story, you can post prompt and allowing it to create, I said 6 again, but you can put as many whatever number you would like, of DOK level 3 and 4 questions to ask my pre-K students after we read or go over the story. So this will make it even more thoughtful and more purposeful and allowing them to think deeper. So these are the stories that I came up after the story. So what rhyming words can you find in the story? Remember, I actually used the pre-K guideline for rhyming words. If Rover had a different problem while exploring the moon, what kind of problem could it be? How did Rover and Luna work together to solve the problem? What do you think about Rover and Luna? If you could create a new character, and what do you think it's important for Rover to have a friend like Luna? So now let's create one story from scratch. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab this file that I created for you all, and you can grab it and use it. And if you can see here, let me make this a little bit bigger. Copy this into ChatGPT, Magic School, Reina, or Copilot, or any other chatbot, and you will just grab and copy all this in here. Now, I want to add in here to please add emojis to the story to make it more fun and interesting for the students. Now, I also have it created in Spanish, so if you want to create it for your Spanish students, you can do that as well. And then utiliza emojis en la historia para hacerla más interesante a nuestros estudiantes. And then in here I'm asking to put accents in here, and it's done. Now, I'm going to go ahead and grab this in here. And for those of you who are present, and I see Debbie is here too. Debbie, if you can type some of the answers, that will help me create this. What? I'm not pasting it, I'm copying. I'm going to go into Magic School because I do like Magic School right now a lot. I'm going to go ahead and grab it in here and paste it. As you can see, is everything that I just grabbed from that document. And it's going to show up in here now. And it's going to be asking, oh, whoops. Is going to be asking me now the first questions. So that sounds perfect. To get started, provide me with a specific pre-K guideline or TEK that you would like to align to the story. I'm going to go ahead and go back to the slides and grab the second pre-K guideline. The child identifies similarities and differences between himself, classmates, and other people through specific characteristics and cultural influences. So if you copy it in here, we're going to go back into Magic School, and we are going to align that story to this pre-K guideline. Next is going to ask us to share a list of vocabulary words that can be incorporated in the story. This is super simple. Grab them from the curriculum. Your curriculum specialist already worked hard on providing you those vocabulary words. So I'm going to go ahead and come here and copy the same ones that we have for this week. Tundra, rover, habitat, and transportation. As we go in here, I place them in here, and it's going to start giving us the first question that this is what we're going to be asking to our students. Now, one cool way to do it is that to have it read aloud to the students themselves. They can hear it. And I'm going to go ahead and share my audio because I think I forgot to share my audio, but I can do it real quick right now. Boom, boom. It says I cannot share my audio. Let me see if I just need to share. Change my speaker. It's not Philips, so I'm going to put this one here. And now it should allow me to share my audio. Doesn't want to. Let me change it one more time. I'm going to get this one. And then in here. Let me see if that will let me. And now it allows me to share my audio. So I'm going to go ahead and put the read aloud so you can see how cool it could be for your students to listen to the chatbot speaking.
Thank you for providing the vocabulary words. Now, let's begin the storytelling process. Here's the first question for your students. 1. Who do you think the main character of our story should be? It can be a person, animal, or even a robot. Feel free to share their responses, and we'll continue crafting the story together.
So who do you want the main character of the story to be? Dr. Garza or Ms. Pingle, can you please give me a response? And if you see the next question, go ahead and just type it on the chat. And then that will make it more interactive between you and I to see the story, how it's creating it from scratch, and it will be fun for your students. Dr. Garza, if you want to speak it out, you can say it. Oh, a Valentine bunny. Okay. I like that. Then we'll go to the next question. Remember, those are 6 questions because we put it in the parameters of the prompt. So where do you think the Valentine bunny lives? A cozy burrow, a flower garden, or maybe somewhere else? Either of you would like to provide a response where the bunny lives. A cozy burrow. Great answer. I want you to think also, if you have dealt with pre-K 3 and 4 students, what will be their responses sometimes? Let's see. And then the next question is, what kind of problem do you think the Valentine bunny might face? It could be something like losing a special gift or needing help from friends. What could be the problem? I'm going to go ahead. Let's see who types first. She is stuck in a hole. Okay, I'll grab that and I'll paste it.
I got it at training. It's my son.
Hello. Welcome, Ms. Garcia. So now the next question for our story is, how do you think the Valentine bunny can solve this problem, or who or what can help her solve the problem of being stuck in a hole? Any of you 3 could answer this question, and if not, I'll go ahead and try to think of a way to solve it. Who can help the bunny? Or how can the bunny solve the problem? A leprechaun. Okay. A fun leprechaun helps. Now the next question will be, what kind of transportation? Remember, we add that those vocabulary words in there. So it's asking for transportation now because it might incorporate it into the story. So what kind of transportation do you think the leprechaun will use to help Valentine bunny? Maybe a rainbow or a magical car or something else. What do you think, ladies? I actually like the idea of a rainbow. So I'm going to put a rainbow. a magical rainbow. The last question before it starts developing the story is, how do you think the story should end? Should the Valentine Bunny and the leprechaun celebrate together, or maybe they find something special at the end? Any thoughts, any ideas that you want to put into the story on how the story should end? Go ahead and type it. Okay, they become friends. So let's, of them celebrating, freeing Valentine Bunny and becoming great friends. Because friends help each other. Let's do that, and then we'll start redacting our story. I'm going to go ahead and play it for you. Here we go. The Valentine Bunny and the Magical Rainbow.
What a lovely ending. Here's the engaging story that incorporates all the elements, vocabulary words, and the fun you've created. The Valentine Bunny and the Magical Rainbow. Once upon a time, there was a joyful Valentine Bunny who lived in a cozy burrow. She loved to spread love and happiness to everyone around her. One sunny day, she decided to hop out and explore the beautiful tundra where the flowers bloomed and the air was fresh. But oh no, while hopping around, the Valentine Bunny accidentally fell into a deep hole. She wiggled and wiggled, but she couldn't get out. "Help! I need a friend!" she cried. Just then, a fun leprechaun appeared, sparkling with magic. "Don't worry, Valentine Bunny, I'll help you," he said with a smile. "I'll use my magical rainbow for transportation." The leprechaun took out his magical rainbow and flew right down to the hole. With a swoosh, he created a beautiful bridge from the rainbow to the bunny. "Climb on up," he cheered. With a hop and a skip, the Valentine Bunny climbed out of the hole, her heart filled with joy. "Thank you so much, dear leprechaun," she exclaimed. "You are such a great friend." And so they celebrated their new friendship by having a lovely picnic in the cozy tundra, sharing sweet treats and laughter. They learned that friends help each other, and that made their hearts even bigger. From that day on, the Valentine Bunny and the leprechaun had many adventures together, spreading love and joy wherever they went, and they lived happily ever after.
So that was a really cute story that was just created from scratch. Now, you can always ask it to create a different, make it longer. And one of the things that maybe we can add to our original prompt is to highlight or bold the questions or the vocabulary words, so it just appears in there and you can start highlighting them to the students. But the next step that I want you to internalize as well is how we can grab this post prompt in here, and then it will be telling the chatbot that now that we have the story, now that we had it read to our students, please create 6 DOK level 3 and 4 questions to ask the students that will be aligned to the same pre-K guideline. So here are the questions, and they're divided by DOK level 3 and 4. Now, can you think of a time when you helped a friend like the leprechaun helped Valentine Bunny? What did you do? So that is making them internalize the story and also their personal experience and what have they done that is very similar. Second question for level 3 is, how are the Valentine Bunny and leprechaun similar? How are they different? Describe characteristics of each other. The level 4 questions go deeper. And if Valentine Bunny and leprechaun went on an adventure together, what kind of new friends do you think they might meet? Why do you think those friends will be important? Look at this one. Imagine you are creating a new story with different animal or character. How would your character help others, like the leprechaun? What would be your character's special abilities? In our story of the Valentine Bunny and the Leprechaun celebrating their friendship, what is your favorite way to celebrate with your friends? Can you draw or describe it? And lastly, if you can ask Valentine Bunny and the Leprechaun one question about their friendship, what would it be? Why do you want to know that? So not only what would it be, but what is the reason that you want to know that question? So these questions do encourage that critical thinking skills, and they're easy for our students to start digesting. And it's interesting to see what responses they might have. Now, we still have about 10 more minutes, and I want to provide you with some more additional information that you can do here. You can create images right here in Magic School. You can go to Adobe Express, and let's say that you want to create a storyboard, or you want to create a digital book about the story. So we can post prompt again and ask, hey Reina, can you please create explicit descriptions about our two characters so we can create text to image pictures for them. Make sure you describe them really well. Additionally, provide me with a few background or setting descriptions of where the story is happening. So now that we're do that, I'm going to go ahead and then just right click on Magic Tools and open in a new tab. And we can see here the description of Valentine Bunny and the description of Leprechaun. It gives you a very detailed description about their face, everything. And then the cozy burrow, the tundra landscape, and the magical rainbow. What I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to grab this new Magic School. I'm going to put it to the right, and I'm going to put this one to the left, just so I can copy and paste. One of the tools in Magic School is an image generator. And it's super cool to create it and just copy and paste that description. So just go to text to image. You can, you have an account. So if it's asking you to log in, just sign in with Google or Microsoft. And then you're ready to go. So let's grab Valentine Bunny. And I'm just going to paste it here in the description. One of the main ideas in here is that you can select if you want it to be art or photo. So if you want to make it more realistic, like an actual photo, click on photo. You can create different story. Anything in here will be very interesting to play around with, but I'm going to make it into a picture. And then you will get 4 images created automatically about the bunny. So this is Valentine Bunny. Like I said, it made it into a photo, but if you want to make it into art, it will make it more cartoonish. So I don't know which one you like the most, if you want it more realistic or more cartoonish. And I will pick this one. I think this one's cute. I'm going to save it to Magic School. And then I'm going to name it Valentine Bunny. And it will be here for you to be able to create, use those images for your story. And you can download it. So I'm going to go back, and I'm going to go back into the Adobe image generator. And I'm going to grab the leprechaun. And because we did also cartoonish, I'm going to keep it into that style of art. And I'm going to go ahead and generate it. And this is the leprechaun. So I like the little female leprechaun. I think it's cute. I'm going to grab this one and I'm also going to save it to Magic School. And I want to show you also how the backgrounds or settings can be created. So if we're here, again into the image generator, this is the cozy burrow. You can use these images and there's Valentine Bunny in there. You can, maybe I can grab this Valentine Bunny description and add it in here. And then that way, maybe we'll put Valentine Bunny in the image. But you can use these settings as parts of your storybook and then either add them into a Google slide or create it in Book Creator. And see, like Valentine Bunny is a little more descriptive in there. Now, if you want to do the tundra, you'll also just copy and paste it in here, and then you generate. Here's the tundra, the magical rainbow. Super simple to create. This is all generated with AI, and I think it will be a lot of fun to imagine if you create this with your students. They create the story with you, and then the next day, you have this storybook created for them that they have the ability to go and read it and listen to them themselves. So these are ways that you can create amazing, engaging stories with your students, align DOK level 3 and 4 questions, and with that, I am going to go ahead and give the mic back to Debbie so we can start our door prize. And then I'll go ahead and download the slides and share them here on the chat. So you'll have access to both the pre-K guideline, the prompts in English and in Spanish to create this with your students. And feel free to share them with anybody in our district so they can have fun creating these engaging stories as well. Thank you. Thank you, Debbie.
You're welcome. So much fun that we can have building. Just imagine all the different stories that students could come up with that prompting. All right. I'm going to shuffle up our names. 50-50 here, ladies. Good luck.
Two are going to get it.
Good luck.